Get more from the World Economic Forum focused on Africa in a short while here on Morning Live. But let's focus in on sport. And some news coming from New York. South Africa's Mbali is in the final of the US Open. The country's top wheelchair tennis player will compete in the women's wheelchair doubles final after she and her German partner Sabine Ellerbrock beat the second-seeded Marjolaine Bass and Dana Matthewson after a second-set tiebreak. Mbali will be up against the American Matthewson in the quarterfinals later today in the singles competition. Gauteng MEC for Sport, Arts, Culture and Recreation, Mbali Hlophe, revealed finalists for the 2019 Gauteng Sport Awards. A total of 19 categories are up for grabs, including Sports Personality of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sports Journalist of the Year and Sports Fan of the Year. For more on this, we're joined by the MEC and soccer legend Maimane Phiri. A very good morning to the both of you and welcome to Morning Live.
Morning.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
MEC, I'm going to start with you. This has been a long process to finally get to your finalists. Are you happy with the finalist?
Absolutely, we really are. I mean, we've had this process and we try to get society as involved as much as possible because we believe that we should celebrate our sportsmen and sportswomen who are doing really great things. And you'll note that amongst our finalists that have been nominated is a young girl who's 8 years old, Maimane Phiri, who's a chess player. So we take from various groupings because we believe that everybody should be involved in sport, and it's really to highlight the people that are playing their part, that are moving the country forward, that are flying our flag high, and we celebrate them as a province. This obviously leads up to the National Sports Awards, but we celebrate them here at home first.
And just to understand, is it only people that ply their trade in Gauteng or people from Gauteng that may... how does it actually work? Where do the nominees come from?
It's such an interesting question because one of our nominees is Caster Semenya, for example.
Okay.
And people are saying, but she's from Limpopo. Yes, she might be, but she was really discovered and, well, I wouldn't say discovered, but she was groomed and developed to the next level of professionalism in Gauteng. And we do this for a lot of people. So there's lots of people that come in from outside. We know that Gauteng continues to be seen as the Hollywood or the hub where development takes place. So Caster Semenya is one of those. She was developed within techies and so forth. Within arts, it's the same thing. So we've got various individuals who now identify themselves as being part of the province. We remain the home of champions and we really do groom them to the next level.
Maimane, you've been nominated for the Community Sport and Recreation Program of the Year category. How do you feel about that?
Excited. Yeah, it was our first time we got nominated. So excited with the good job that we're doing in the community of Alexander.
Tell us a little bit about that program.
It's a yearly program where we had a school program. You know, we donate school uniform for school kids. Okay. We got a big soccer tournament that caters for under 13, 15, 17 and 20, ladies, masters and seniors. We call it the World Cup of Alex. And then we got the Disability Day that we did last week on Friday. On Women's Day, you know, there's a special school in Ukutula. And then on the 19th of October, we're having a peace walk because we know what's happening around in South Africa. We're having a peace walk, and then end of the year, we're having a golf day.
Programs like this are so important in the Gauteng province, aren't they, MEC?
Absolutely. And we get involved as much as possible because we want to develop as many young people as possible, and we take them from an elementary phase. So it's critical that we work together with various communities that are doing initiatives that are developmental in nature. We get involved. We're very passionate about school sports because we know that we ought to invest in young people as much as possible and in their development. And as I said, we are the home of champions. Our Team Gauteng won now in the National School Sports Competition. So it just shows that when we, as government, invest a lot within communities, within our school sports, we're able to really see the results.
Yeah. Maimane, you've been having the Maimane Phiri Games for many, many years. One would think that you would be a regular in this category.
No, we before we didn't get nominated, but this year we took a chance and then we were nominated. We're very excited, and then we want to work with the MEC, you know, to develop school kids in Alex.
Do you think enough resources are being channeled to that? I mean, you are active at a grassroots level and everybody speaks about this grassroots level development, but you know hands-on what it actually means. Do you think enough is being actually channeled into the right spaces?
Yes, it is, but I think we can do more, Like we said, we're working with the MEC now, and then it will be easy for us, to get those funds channeled to the communities, not only in Alex, but all over Gauteng.
MEC, the awards are only going to be taking place at the end of the month. So is there an opportunity for the public to get involved again? I know that there was some public involvement in the nomination process.
Absolutely. We're still waiting. I mean, there are categories that people still have to SMS in, like your sports personality of the year, the sports fan. We also really do celebrate our fans. I mean, what would sport be without them? Yeah. So there's various categories that are there. We're still saying come and SMS. Ensure that those that have been nominated are able to go through and go to the next level.
What about prize money?
Prize money, a really great one. We've tried to increase it this year, obviously because we know that we've had to tighten our belts as government, but we really have increased it because we do think that we should also acknowledge our sportsmen and women financially, because it does go a long way. So beyond just saying to them, we acknowledge the work that you're doing, we also feel that we should at least just invest a little more to them, which they can utilize in whichever way they want, and hopefully towards development.
Maimane, you have been very involved in the community of Alex. How have you seen sport grow in the township, and also what does sport actually mean in that area?
It changed a lot of kids in Alex. When the games comes in June, everyone is excited. They call it the World Cup of Alex. So it gives them an opportunity. We have players that came from our program, Manyama, Patrick Pungwa, Tek Mulungwane, Zakele Suwala. So it's a very huge program. We say thank to the MEC, for the opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you guys have been recognized finally, because the Maimane Phiri games are known actually all over the country, not just in Alex and in the Gauteng province. Thank you very much for coming in. All the best of luck, and good luck with the final preparations for the award ceremony.
Thank you. We'll be joining coaches later to speak about xenophobia and the attacks that are taking place and gender-based violence. So it's critical that people understand that you're not just limited to the sports field, but also we can raise critical issues that are taking place.
Yeah, certainly we do not live in a vacuum. We are impacted by everything that happens in our society. Thank you so much. That's the MEC for Sports, Art, Culture and Recreation. Just a recap in the Gauteng province. So thank you to both of you for coming in. Just a recap of our trivia question that we asked you this morning. Batsman Steve Smith once again had the measure of England's bowlers on his return to the Australian side by scoring a double century on the second day in the fourth Ashes cricket test against England at Old Trafford. So the question we're asking you today: how many double hundreds has Smith scored in his test career? Please get involved. We'll have the answer and more sport after 8 o'clock. Time now to check in with your headline news. Oh, we are actually going to bring you your answers in this hour. Okay, so thanks to everybody that has gotten involved. Clark Mdawazi says 3 double hundreds for the former captain. 4 double hundreds says Gunesto. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. I really did. Thank you so much. And to everybody that sent messages, it was wonderful. And Lester Mayer says Smith has scored 3 double hundreds. And yes, everybody else that said he's scored the magic number 3 double hundreds, you'd be absolutely right. And he scored them all against England. Thanks to everybody for getting involved. There'll be more sport after 8 o'clock. Now, let's check in with your headline news.
Well, thank you, Valen. And we start with that breaking news story. Zimbabwe's former president, Robert Mugabe, has died in Singapore at the age of 95. Mugabe had been battling ill health, and President Emmerson Mnangagwa told a cabinet meeting 2 weeks ago that doctors had discontinued treatment. Mugabe was ousted from power in a military coup in November of 2017 and had been treated in Singapore since April. The Durban High Court is expected to deliver its ruling in the defamation suit brought by former Tourism Minister Derek Hanekom against former President Jacob Zuma, who called him a known enemy agent on Twitter. In court papers, Hanekom outlined his role during the struggle and said that Zuma's tweet had caused his reputation great harm. And 3 people arrested in connection with the kidnapping of 6-year-old Amy Lee Dayar are expected to appear in court on Monday. And one of the suspects is a grade R teacher at Law School College Park in Vanderbijl Park, where the girl was snatched by 4 men on Monday morning. And those your news headlines at 7:30. We'll bring you a full bulletin at 8. And as we say, we do have that breaking news developing story at the moment around the death of former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe. And we'll keep updating you as that information becomes available. All right, we're going to go now to